Private Funds Manager is a piece of software that looks after your voluntary fund and can be used in a very simple fashion to meet your compliance requirements and produce your auditable year-end reports. Very simple to use. It has a lot of functionality that's completely optional, and I will cover that in a longer video that I'll pop a link in at the end of this one. So PFM is very simple to set up. I'm going to just hop into a spreadsheet that I've previously used. So a simple voluntary funds spreadsheet that logs all my transactions, dates and amounts, gives me a total for the bank, but also has all my different accounts that I'm interested in tracking, uniform, book bags, fundraising, etc. And I simply transfer that to PFM. So I do that here in the first tab called Account Maintenance, and as you can see, all of my different accounts are now showing. If any of them start with an opening balance, I have the facility to put them in. To put a new one on is very straightforward. New shortcode in the bottom right hand corner, and then I can simply type in Roman Villa, or I'm going to put Roman. This is a new account, so Roman Villa 2026, and that is the new account set up, as simple as that. Now the accounts are set up, we can start processing transactions. So here on the transaction entry screen, we have receipts for money in, payments for money out. For the money in, if you use an online payment system such as Parent Pay, they will provide you a settlement report each week telling you what the £860.72 they've paid you is for, and we can simply then look at the different accounts and the settlement you've received for each and replicate that in Private Fund Manager. So here on the banking grid, we would line by line say however much money you've had from each one, the date you received it, and something like Parent Pay 180226. We might have a bit of money for uniform, same thing goes. We can replicate lines as we go. Roman Villa. So we put money in from your online payment system incredibly quickly and easily. It adds up to the figure that appears on your bank statement, and we can then choose to bank that into whichever bank account works for us, and we can always choose to make printouts. But if the money has not come from an online payment system, for example, if you did a non-uniform day, you might simply put that in manually from the amount of money you've received. So we'll go for fundraising, we'll say £265 on the 18th, and we'll say that's non-uniform day. And again, this time we're simply going to save or bank that money directly into the bank. There may be a paying slip number, there may not be. And again, we get the option to make a print of that and file it in our documents. Money out is processed in a very similar way on the payments screen, but the grids look very similar, so it's very easy to get used to the system. So if I need to pay some money for the Alton Towers trip, it knows the next cheque number, but I can overtype that, and I'll say £100, which is for the coach deposit. Let's put coach for now. And then I bought some more uniform. Let's say I've spent £50 on some bags. And I've also bought some more uniform, which is £75, which is invoice number, blah, blah, blah. So putting payments on, very similar grid type system. I can put money out of cash if you operate a petty cash tin, or debit card payments or bank transfers. Print it if we wish to. Now that we have money in and out, we can check everything looks good by doing our monthly bank reconciliation here on the bank statement screen, which will give me a list of all the monies that have not previously been reconciled. It's as simple as checking the opening bank statement is the same as on your paper statement, and then simply ticking the items that appear on your paper statement. As you do so, the closing balance changes. When we're happy that the statement closing balance here equals your paper statement, then we can commit the changes here. It gives us a printout of reconciled and unreconciled items, which we do recommend you print and file with your bank statement. So very easy to do bank reconciliation. Of course, one of the main purposes of using a system such as this is to be able to do your reports very quickly and easily. There are many reports here on the Screen Inquiries and Reports tab. Some of the key ones would be the Income and Expenditure Report, For each of our accounts, it tells us what we started the year with, money in, out, and what our current balance is for each of those different accounts. There's a summary balance sheet which gives it in a summary format what the movement has been and where the money is currently held in our system. And there are also a set of reports for individual accounts, which is one of your key compliance requirements. So I can look up the Alton Towers trip at any time and see all the different monies in, the different monies out, and what the current balance is for this particular account or fundraising account. And of course the key reports that we're going to want to do are the year-end ones. So this is excellent because it's all here at the top touch of a button. So we have the compliance checklist, the prepare for audit, which tells us if the system is in balance, and then we have the full set of reports underneath, which you can simply click press audit reports and it produces a printout of everyone. Each of them can be printed on hard copy or sent to Excel to be stored there. So that's a very, very quick run through of the system. However, if you'd like a more detailed look at the system, please go over to istechuk.com, hover over Private Fund Manager and how-to videos, and we have at the top here a full 25-minute demo which goes into a lot more detail about some of the optional extras. However, if all you're looking for is a simple to use system, PFM is able to offer that to you and generate all the reports and give you all the compliance you need. Get in touch. Thank you.